Hey guys, my name is Sasha, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be doing the DCOM book tag. So the Disney Channel original movie tag, or DCOM book tag, was created by Jenna over at Just a Little Bit Random, so I'll link her original video down below, and she's made a book tag all about Disney Channel original movies, which I absolutely adore. After I watched her video, I'm like, I need to go see some of these movies because I thought that I hadn't seen a lot of them, but then when I went onto Disney Plus, turns out there's only like 2 or 3 that I hadn't watched, and so I watched 2 of them, and the other one I haven't watched is Cheetah Girls, and like I've kind of watched it like when I was younger, but I don't really remember much about it, but oh well. Let's just get into the tag, shall we? So the first prompt is the Cheetah Girls. Name a book with a solid female friendship. And I'm going to go with Intercepted by Alexa Martin. I absolutely loved listening to this audiobook, and the female friendship that I adore is between the main character Marley and her boss, and that's Bryn, who owns the bar Hers, and just those two when they get together. And then there is a third girl who's another wife of the Mustangs, but I cannot remember her name right now. But those 3, I love them, and I love their friendship, and that they don't try to tear each other down. There are some other females in this book that try to tear down Marley, but Marley and Bryn are just like one of they're like friendship goals. The second prompt is High School Musical. So a book that features star-crossed lovers. Now this tag is going to have mild spoilers for some of these books. I know that I don't like watching videos that have spoilers in them, but I couldn't really do this tag without spoiling it much. It's not too much of a spoiler, like you will find this out pretty early on in this book, but star-crossed lovers you have in Daughters of the Storm by Kim Wilkins, one of the sisters who is married to the king of one of the other realms of the region. She's actually in love with the king's nephew. There is a lot of just them like trying to be sus, like they want to get together and they're just trying to get together, but it's just not working out for them, and I really hope it does work out for them, but we will see in the next, I think there's 2 other books in this. No, I don't think it's a trilogy. I think there is a 4th book coming, but there's 2 other books out so far, and I absolutely love this book, and I think that you should pick this up because it is a high fantasy focusing on 5 sisters who are daughters of the king, who is very sick right now, and so they have to try and find out a way to save him, and it was just like, this is a good female friendship book as well. I really love this book actually, yeah. The next prompt is Camp Rock. So name a book focusing on music, and this book I'm going to choose is Amy and Roger's Epic Detour by Morgan Matson. These 2 characters go on a road trip from from the west state all the way to the east state of America. I don't know that. I'm from Australia. I don't know anything about America. But they make playlists to listen to on the way because obviously it's a very long drive, and they actually show the playlists in this book. But you've got like Roger's playlist number 1, and there's like tracks from Led Zeppelin, The Locksmiths, Mika, Band of Horses, Billy Joel, and then there does go into some of Amy's playlists as well, and Amy is a very big theatre kid, so she likes a lot of like musical soundtracks, and I really enjoyed them. I also liked how Morgan Matson actually had made these playlists on Spotify, and she does make playlists for all of her books as well on Spotify, and I think that's just a really cool little insight to like what her thought process was and what inspired her to write her books. The next prompt is Princess Protection Program. So name a character who is a royal but has to hide it. So if you have yet to read the Throne of Glass series. This is another spoiler, but I'm pretty sure most of you have. But I'm choosing Selena from Throne of Glass. She is obviously not actually Selena Sardathian, the assassin. She is Aelin Galathynius, the Queen of Terrasen. And she has lots of other names too, but that's the only one I can remember right now. I am sick right now, by the way. I have a cold, and so my brain is not cooperating with me. Plus I was up at 3:30 a.m. this morning because I'm sick and I'm pregnant, and those do not mix for a good night's sleep. The next prompt is Wizards of Waverly Place, so name a book that features magic. I'm gonna go with Sabriel by Garth Nix because the magic system in this world is so cool. They like focus on like runes and just different things. Oh, not only is there runes, but also you have this like really cool talking cat who is not actually a cat, but like, I don't know, she like, I just love this book and I really cannot wait to read the rest of the series. Yes, this book does feature magic. The next prompt is Avalon High, so name a book based on a legend. Now I actually haven't read this book, but this is Once and Future by Amy Rose Capetta and Corey McCarthy. It's a retelling of King Arthur, but is gender bent. So King Arthur is actually a girl. She's the reincarnation of King Arthur. And it's based in space. Avalon High is also a retelling of King Arthur, so I'm kind of cheating here, but I couldn't really think of anything else right now that's really based on a legend. Like, I guess you could say any retelling, then you could say like basically anything Marissa Meyer, but I thought I'd go with something that I haven't read and that I am planning on reading very soon. The next prompt is Lemonade Mouth. Now I'm just going to go on a tangent here and say, if you have yet to watch Lemonade Mouth, go and watch it. It's like one of my favorite DComs, and it's got very young Hayley Kiyoko in it, and I love her. I love her music, and I loved watching her in Wizards of Waverly Place and Lemonade Mouth. So that's just a little tangent there. But the prompt for this one is name a character who is not afraid to stand up for what they believe in. And I'm going to go with Harper from A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Camera. Harper, she gets sucked into this fantasy world, and she's from our world, our reality. And she just doesn't understand what, like, half the things that are happening in the fantasy world, like why they are doing that when they could just do it a different way. And she is always like standing up saying just because she's a girl doesn't mean she's useless. Harper also has cerebral palsy, which I thought was a really good addition, just because she has something that could make her not want to do much. Like, she still gets out and does stuff, and I really love Harper's character, and I cannot wait to read more about her in the sequel. The next prompt is Girl vs. Monster. So name a character who faces their fears and ultimately overcomes them. And I'm going to go with Taylor from Queens of Geek. So Taylor, she has, first of all, she has Asperger's, and second of all, she has an anxiety disorder, and she goes to SuperCon, which is like Comic-Con / Supernova. It's like this big geek festival, and I love it so much. And she hates change. Throughout this whole book, you have her just basically standing up for herself and facing her fears, and I absolutely adored it. I think it's now time for a reread of this book because I loved the way that Taylor does face her fears, and I also love the friendship between Charlie and Taylor, and this is just a really good book, and I really think you should all read it, because not only does it have anxiety rep and Asperger's rep, but you've also got bisexual representation, and the main character, so the other main character, Charlie, she is Chinese Australian, and it's such a good book, guys. The next prompt is Teen Beach Movie, which is also a really good movie that you guys should watch. And the prompt is name a book set in the summer. I'm going to go with The Unexpected Everything by Morgan Matson. This is the second Morgan Matson book on this list. All of her books are set in summer, but this is probably one of my favorite books by her. Just, I think because it also was the first book I read. Andy is just one of the best characters I've ever read about, and just her overcoming like basically her whole world has changed and she has like nothing to do for the summer, and that's never happened before. And it's just her like hanging out with her friends and becoming a dog walker and also having like a summer romance. And it was so good. I love this book a lot. Now this next prompt is The Descendants. So name a book where the bad guys turn out to be the good guys, which is also another kind of spoilery section. So I'm going to go with something that shouldn't be too spoilery because everyone should have read Harry Potter or watched the movies. But specifically Prisoner of Azkaban, you find out that Sirius Black, who is this convicted murderer who's escaped from Azkaban, actually is not the bad guy at all, and he never killed anyone. And he's actually Harry's godfather. Who would have thought? I mean, everyone in the last 20 years, if they've read a book or picked up a movie or even just like looked on Facebook, like social media, the internet hides nothing from anyone. So if this was a spoiler, I'm sorry, but you've had your chance, okay? And the last prompt is zombies. So name a book with an interspecies romance. And I'm gonna go with Bloodlines by Richelle Mead, because it has one of my favorite romances in the whole wide world, and that it is between, spoiler alert again, sorry about that, Adrian and Sydney. I just love them so much. I fell in love with Adrian in this book. Actually, no. I fell in love with Adrian in the first series, Vampire Academy, and got so mad when he didn't end up with Rose. But then Richelle Mead blessed us with a whole series just about Adrian, and, well, it's about Sydney, but Adrian's there too, and her and Adrian together. Just, I love Sydney and Adrian, and I love Adrian, and obviously they're interspecies because Sydney is a human and Adrian is a vampire. And actually Sydney, she's a human, but she's not a vampire, so yeah. So I hope you enjoyed this decom book tag. I'm going to tag Abby Lisi, the book lover, and Sean Teddy, but I will link them both down below, so go check their channels out as well. But if you liked this book tag, give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more videos from me. If you want to be my friend, you can add me on Goodreads, Instagram, and Twitter. They're all at @SashReads, and I will see you next time. Bye!